Hey everyone, today we're going to be getting into Traffic Secrets by Russell Brunson. Secret number 9, talking about filling up your funnel with paid traffic. Now, this is actually a pretty big chapter, so there's a lot to unpack in this. And so that's why I have the whatever this thing is called with me behind me, and we're going to be talking about everything. So, here in the very first thing that Russell talks about is what is my advertising budget? It's one of the very first things that Russell talks about, and for good reason, because this is a question that I get asked a lot, and I've asked other ad agencies. It's a very important question. Now, what kind of ad budget should I start off with? $1,000, $2,000, $500, $100 a day, $50 a day, $25 a day, whatever it may be. This is a very important question, and the way that Russell tackles this question is actually pretty interesting. And he basically talks about how when you have when you're going to start an ad campaign, you basically want to come and approach it in such a way that you're not necessarily spending that money, but almost like you're kind of investing the money. And remember, and the reason for that, it's a very different ideology, because when you spend the money, you don't expect anything in return, but when you invest the money, you do expect something in return. So the idea behind this is I think it's called the break-even funnel. So very quickly, this is the very first thing that I want to cover with you guys. Let's say, for example, this is your funnel. Okay, so I'm gonna put F for funnel. Now, the idea behind this, if you spend $1 in ad budget, let's say, for example, now you are negative $1 because you spent $1 to drive traffic to the funnel, but now in the funnel you sell something for $1, and so now you're up $1. So you're down $1 here, now you're up $1 here because you sold a $1 product. That cancels it out, and now you no longer have an ad budget here, I guess you could call it. And then what is the benefit of this? Not only did you sell the product, but now you have an email, in which case you can do multiple email marketing campaigns. You can send multiple emails, and over here you can upsell another product. Let's say, for example, $5, and you sell this for $5 over here. So imagine that you spend $1 in ad budget to drive traffic to your funnel. In the funnel itself, you sell something for $1. So now you recovered your ad budget cost. So that is now negligible. So you sold that product, but now you have the email address. So now you can continuously remarket to them. And throughout the email sequence, you can sell multiple products for a higher cost. And so now you are positive. You're in the green for your ad budget. So imagine that. If your goal right here is to make as much money as possible, right, and to collect as much information from your ideal customer as possible, you want to collect emails. That is one of the secrets that we've covered in the past. You want to own that traffic. And the best way to own that traffic is, I was looking at the microphone. I should be looking over here. So the best way to own that traffic is to collect as many emails as possible, cell phone numbers, so you can send SMS campaigns. Maybe you collect information on the Facebook bots or whatever it may be. The whole goal is to collect the information so you can retarget and remarket to them. And imagine that if you know that the amount of money that you're gonna be putting in, you're getting back out. You can put in $1,000 in, but you're gonna be getting $1,000 out. So this really has no ad budget, because as much money as you put in, that's how much money you're gonna be getting out. So that is the idea of the break-even funnel, because you're breaking even on the ad budget cost over here, collecting their email address and then remarketing to them and selling them multiple products and upsells, driving traffic over to a new funnel so you can continuously make more money that way. So this next part of the secret is all about the custom audiences and really building up audience and pools and buckets of the traffic. So this is basically what it looks like, and the way that Russell compares it is prospecting ads versus retargeting ads. And this is very, very important, because with prospecting ads, we should talk about both of them. Prospecting ads is all about prospecting. You basically want to find people who are interested in whatever you have to offer. So there's multiple ways to determine whether someone's going to be interested, and the best way is really engagement. Does someone engage with your ad? Does someone engage with your post? Maybe they leave a like, maybe they leave a comment, or they share. All these different things show some level of interest. Now, of course, the best level of interest that you can hopefully expect from the person that is receiving the ad is if they click through on the ad and they go over to your funnel. Now, this is important because that way you can now bundle and group everyone together into an audience, and you can use the algorithm of whatever social media platform you're using to retarget those people. So let's say, for example, you have a Facebook ad over here, okay, and you have your learn more button here. Let's say, for example, someone leaves a like. Boom. Okay, so that person left a like. Person one left a like. Now they're gonna be put into this bucket over here, bucket number or bucket letter A. Now let's say for example someone else, they decided to click on the learn more button, and so awesome, fantastic, they got taken over to your funnel, which is F over here. They got taken over to the funnel, but they didn't opt in. But thanks to the Facebook pixel, it tracks that information, and now that person that went over to the funnel, they clicked the learn more button and they went over to the funnel, that person can get put into bucket letter B. Okay, awesome. So this is very important, and we'll get back to it. And there's gonna be one more bucket that we're gonna be talking about over here. It's one of my favorite ones, and the reason for that is because thanks to the Facebook pixel can be put on the funnel itself, so that way it can track who is actually opting in. Now, when the Facebook pixel recognizes someone opts in and inputs their email address, or maybe buys a product from you, that person can then be put into a third bucket, which is bucket C. Now, why do we want to do this? And the reason for this is because now here comes the retargeting. Prospecting ads is all about putting people in different buckets. That's the whole idea. And this is actually one of the reasons why Russell, in this specific secret, he talks about this is actually going to be one of the most expensive budgets that you should be having when it comes to your PPC, your pay-per-click, or your paid ad budget. And the reason for that is because you want to put people in buckets so that you can then retarget to them with retargeting ads. Now, let's say for example, you have a custom audience over here. You have bucket over A, and you group a lot of people in here. And remember, bucket number A is contains a whole bunch of people that engaged with the ad. They liked it, they shared it, or they made some kind of comment. So that means that they have some level of interest. They have some level of interest, enough interest to engage with the ad, the post itself. So that means there's some level of interest there. They maybe need a little bit, they need to be pushed a little bit more in the direction so that they can go into the funnel and ultimately in bucket C. So what we can do here is we can create another ad of a different retargeting funnel, and then drive traffic to everyone in there. So let's say for example we create another ad. There's another learn more down here. Copy. So now this ad over here, this ad is going to be shown to everybody that goes into bucket A. Now we know that these people have some level of interest, so they're going to have some level of interest over here, with the idea that now these people, if they go ahead and show even more interest and they click on the learn more button, now they're going to be taken over to bucket B. So now these people can then go ahead and get into bucket C after they actually opt in. So this is kind of a visual representation. I did my best to draw it a little bit over here, but the whole idea is that you want to initially get people in the first buckets. You want to group people together based off of their level of interest, the level of commitment into the ad itself, with the idea that then you later will create a retargeting ad to then drive that ad to people over here at A. Maybe they only liked, commented, and shared on the post. Maybe they clicked on the learn more button, that person went over to the funnel, but they didn't opt in, so now they're in bucket B. And then you create another ad to show to these people, letting them know, hey, we saw that you went onto our page, but you didn't actually opt in. Here's a limited time offer so that you can go ahead and buy into it. And now with these people here, since these people already opted in, that means that these people were extremely interested. They were extremely interested enough to buy into it, right? So now if you have a separate offer that is similar to this, with these people, you can then pitch to them. You can drive a different ad to these people that is another introductory offer, maybe like one of the .com secrets, traffic secret books, or you can use these people to move them up further up the ladder, your value ladder. So these are the reasons why you're going to want to use prospecting ads to kind of group people together, and then retargeting ads to retarget to these people so that ultimately you can drive all the traffic over here, move them over to bucket C. Now, how much should you be splitting into this? And one of the things that Russell talks about this is the 80-20 rule. Can't really see it over here. 80-20. He basically talks about 80% of your paid ad budget is going to be dedicated to prospecting. because once you have these groups of people into these different buckets, then it becomes a lot easier to drive traffic over to them because they have already shown interest in the past. It means that they will most likely have interest in the future. And by showing retargeting ads to them with the remaining 20%, it further develops a relationship and brings them over to bucket C. So it's extremely important that you kind of do this. And I know that this may be a lot for some people, especially if you haven't done like Facebook ads, or maybe you haven't done Twitter or YouTube ads, whatever form of ads in the past. It may seem a little confusing. To break it down, you want to group people into groups, right? Based off of the level of interest, with the idea that if someone shows a little bit of interest, you want to kind of push them in the direction to show more interest. And if people show more interest, you want to push them in a direction to hopefully buy in or opt in. And you can use ads to push them in that direction. And of course, using the strategy of 80-20, the majority is going to be put into prospecting. Whole bunch of creatives. Try photos, try videos, try carousels, try different like flip books, whatever it may be. You want to create a whole bunch of prospecting ads to hopefully get to the point where you can just run a whole bunch of retargeting ads as well. So I know this may be a lot to understand, and I understand. No worries. I highly encourage you to pick up a copy of the book itself because I would love to share with you every single word verbatim, but that's going to take a long time. So it's actually a lot easier for you if you really want to study this material. Go ahead and grab a copy of the book. There's going to be a link in the description so you can get a free copy. All you have to do is pay shipping and handling. If you want to check out the other episodes of the series, it's going to be up here, the playlist link. And as always, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any more of the Traffic Secrets episodes in the series. And until next time, everyone, have a fantastic day.